Just get my camera ready. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not bad. One moment. Yeah, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Nothing too exciting. Nothing unexciting. How have you been?
Well, at the very least, I guess at the very least, kind of doing some pretty platonic stuff, I think is the word. Some relational achievements and structure in a base in a relationship with God and my wife and my girlfriend. And it's been kind of seen that I can enter a trance-like state, but nevertheless my neuroses kills me sometimes, and it turns into a big kind of snowball effect. Needless to say, I think gaining momentum on confusion is a good start to gaining some momentum on understanding. And some of these temporary bonuses kind of put me in the moment in a way where I'm in 5 minutes or I'm in 10 minutes, and then I just kind of ride it out. My former therapist gave me an idea of something like labeling the motions as they're passing by. I find that helpful, but I think some distractions and logical roadmaps to a better life include something like just moving on, I suppose. Definitely some little gray colors that shade what life is. In honor of Jesus and perfection in general, they would be shades of gray, not simply black and white. And along those lines, there are lines in the sort of a drawing of what we're doing at feeling, and at that arbitrary gray state, I sometimes add my own color, and it's an interesting debate what all of that feeling amounts to. I just call it kind of a tabula rasa, a blank canvas, and underneath that and further into the future, the consensus is there's a clean slate. And of my thoughts on perception and what else is missing from the English language, there's a way to step outside of yourself, and of all that, consensus is much stronger than individuality and oppositional defiant disorder. some people will actually they'll build on other people's successes, and they will look at all of the great opportunities that are found in moments. But I may have been a little too harsh. I think on some level, a consensus collective reality is it's a state of enlightenment, and it probably won't happen on Earth, but eventually I'd hope to be enlightened and go to heaven. And I think I had some ease in some really mellow kind of global worldly things. I call it like the fifth element or the sixth sense. And it's a state of tranquility, I think, not necessarily contentment, but actually at getting that accomplished, there's more to explore. And I'm trying to think of the metaphor of seeing outside of yourself, I think, and then seeing other people from inside yourself. I think there's a strength in numbers and a critical mass that is all tied together, and I guess the final push to the sum, I'd say some level of metaphorical thinking, but I can't remember what I had to say about that. Looking at it on the whole, I'd say there's there's a product, a place, a product, a success point, and all the variables that contributed to that success point, the color of all the people. I feel it's okay that I'm not God on Earth. It's okay that I'm simply a powerless slave and a child, because there's a much more in the collective reality that terms itself into something very intentional, and that is love and acceptance. So I guess I'd like to count on some of my behavior as really kosher and cushy, but my obsession with pornography and drugs has led me to some unusual things, and arriving at that and moving towards that, there's a beacon, there's someone in view, but if you have to wait that long, then you're only screwed, I suppose. But amongst that feeling, we can get through those moments by I guess I call it instant death or trying to die. And it is a feeling of going with the flow and bracing yourself and placing yourself in between some really potent goals. One is no one's going to be trapped, and then the other would be that we are in paradise. But I do believe that amongst the things that we do to nullify ourselves and deny, I think you can look at it as a type of death, I suppose. Neither suicide or homicide, but a chance to lose yourself in the music and go forward. And the actual built-in thing that I think is kind of interesting is that I don't know. It's just kind of it's kind of a little bit funny, albeit, and so be it, a little bit scary too. And that's because I don't know every part of my past. It feels that of this vacuum of all these things combined, I'm a good guy. And as long as I'm a good guy, that's the great way. And that's the primary purpose. To achieve further ends, I guess life is it's a matter of I guess however you want to think of all these little contextual clues to who you are, I think we can be happy. But I guess furthermore, I think we capitalize on perfection, and that to me is a sexual union. And other than that, it's definitely not a chore. Pardon my humor. But I do like to help people. I love to help people, and I say that every day. I want to help people, and I want to be a good person. Yeah, so I guess I woke up this morning. I had some things I wanted to say and do. The gap between me and the future is it's closing in, and it's opening up. I guess you could call it traveling, resolution, doors opening, arrival destination. Whatever the case, of an open, fertile mind, I think we obsess. And sometimes regress or digress at a positive level of unexpressed information that is actually expressed, not always overtly, but within that framework, I think I'd like to kind of just devour the prize. If we can get there together, we can go far. If we don't go together, then we will stagnate and ultimately meet a fate of death versus a beloved destiny. Now, of course, without some digression, there would be no progression. And I think it is art and music that explains the impossible things. So I was a former drug and alcohol user, and I furthered myself on that path. I also kind of dropped out of a society, and in so much as I am God, there is a great got. And what I would like to know is, and think, and progress on, is that further out there will be a way to further yourself and drop out. And in that sense, there would be drugs that have no come down, no withdrawal, and no cravings. Not altogether, but at a reasonably acceptable rate and ratio and level. In addition, you would be able to get even higher, and you would not have withdrawals. But according to my principles of getting to that mixed drug state, I would have to be a nobleman and not a ward of the state, whatever that means. Because what is a ward of the state?
I believe that's when somebody is an orphan. They go to the orphanage and they're under the care of the state.
Okay.
I mean, it might not have to be an orphan. It might just be when the state takes over care of a child.
Yeah. I guess, too quick to judge. In addition, the structure and discipline permits me to kind of stay at that happy place. Right there in the middle. So I guess, I would say if I had freedom, I would not want too much freedom. And if I didn't have freedom, I would want some amount of freedom at these moments, I guess, where we are tested. And I think we can explore every little aspect of the whole system and find a way to be comfortable in the moment. If you do have a way to do that, please consult with me, because I'd like to know. So I gained some I guess every step forward mandates a step back. As is it kind of a metaphor I'm thinking? And as I move from the location I'm moving from, am I really there? And that goes a little deeper. I think we go to the beginning all the time, the literal origin of time. And as part of this process group and this product, there is an alliance to singularity and God. Going further out, and through me and to me, and within us and without us, I go to you and through you, I go to you and through you, and you go through you and to you too, but you also go to you and through you right back to where you are. And that is a pleasure. Well, by happenstance, it happened, and the happiness will too. And I'm asking the audience, and I'm telling them to happen. And it appears that we are actually tied together and also tied in. Essentially no way out. But through the gift of children and sexual union, and drugs and alcohol, and the actual and the actual gift. I mean, I guess I would call it I think I would call it trust and hope. But deeper than that, the stars have aligned. More than that, spirituality that is necessitated, sometimes resuscitated, Good people, good things. The object of my affection is the object of the universe. Wherever it was or it's going to be, I'll be there with it, and I'll be it with it. Well, I guess the proof's in the pudding. Life is good. As I am partial to power and righteousness, I know exactly what you want, and I'm going to give you exactly what you want, and that's what I want too. Absolute power. Of the nature of this dance we do, I think foibles and weakness are met with good cheer. Sexual union is a dance, but beyond the motion of things, it doesn't always have to be in view. Needless to say, I feel a sense of reward, and I think I'll get what I want. Beyond the measure of simplicity is a lot of immeasurable things. On another note, I didn't choose to exist and be God within a framework of becoming. I'm not sure if I'm God actually, but more than that, I am cursed and I'm blessed, and it remains debatable, but there's a lot in it for me. In fruition, sexual union is instant death, and we apply our priorities. Practically and clinically, I'm learning kind of a don't worry, I guess. No te preocupes, porque no, claro que sí. Which means, why not? And of course. So that final arrival point, who I am, what I'm doing, and where I'm going, it can be an associative state. Where I belong, under the unconditional passion and the control that I'm under by it. It's all very refined and elegant and has a lot of finesse because it is so powerful to be a smooth operator and a good person, because what you put in is what you get out, and make it all your own. So on the actual front end, there's some disconnect, but amongst that, there is an ocean and a world tree. Beyond that, there is going underground. And through all these tunnels and amidst all that, I don't think we need to worry about what's lost in translation. It's a living piece, and it is a resolved story with being there with it and enjoying yourself and your relationships and your relation. It does go to show when and wow you are doing this when you're doing this internal dance, there's a pleasant surprise at what you can remember. and see. So, those things pop in and out. And I would say we can focus on our destination. That is a constantly clarified understanding that that our love is deep and our love is strong. Without the struggle, I don't think we'd see the beauty. And we would be in a process of objects and immaterial things. Whichever one you want to see in that framework, I would recommend some type of flow and just getting into the groove, wherewithal with fitness, getting in the zone. There was a fall. There was a will and a way to get to today. If you don't want to see it as omnipresent, then make it all your own. I suppose at the end of the day, there's a sense of a continuity and in context, and furthermore, we can be high together in a deep way. And I find that we need each other. And I'm trying to get to that point again. And I would call it sexual union, but sometimes I forget. And I'm trying to kind of get to that zone again and be with it and see with it and at it, look at it, into it, and through it, and see me and see her, and at it for her, and into me and through me to her. She sees herself and me too. Further than that, we are at a large capacity for very sexual things. wrap up a little early today? Okay. Yeah, how have you're enjoying life?
So far.
All right. Well, I do appreciate you coming by, and I'll be here next week at 10:30.
10:30? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dylan. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Have a good day.